Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day of me waving my hands in the air like I am conducting an invisible orchestra. I have talked with my hands my whole life. I've just gotten more and more of doing it more often as I've gotten older. Yay! It is cold, gray, and damp outside, and last night when I went to bed I had my window wide open, a fan on in the window blowing the air inside, a fan at the foot of my bed, on high blowing air across my legs, just a sheet and a fleecy blanket, and I was still almost too warm on January. Thumbs up for that. Welcome to the world. Still though, I did manage to sleep, and hopefully you managed to sleep, and of course, front-loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be awesome. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be very cool. If you could leave me a comment, that would be double plus good. And I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These are literally beautiful and literally awesome people that help to keep me and my aging pet literally alive. Without your help, I would be hosed like a Christmas monkey. Oy vey, that's no way to be hosed. If you would like to help to keep me from being hosed like a Christmas monkey, I have links to my Patreon in the video description, along with a PayPal for possible donations, an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food and such, and of course a post office box where I will open up on camera anything that anybody sends me, and I only ask for postcards and keychains, so hey, if they show up, double plus good as well. And of course, front-loading a video is over. Yay! Oy vey. Well, I had therapy yesterday, and my brain is barely functional this morning. I honestly have no idea if what my antidepressant / ADHD med is actually the med. I have been sent the wrong meds before through the Veterans Administration, where what was in the bottle did not match the description on the label. Well, it does match the description on the label. It is a larger white pill with a 144 written on the front. I've never seen a pill that size or shape for this sort of medication. But the Veterans Administration uses generics, and they go with the cheapest. And so every month the med can change depending on who makes it the cheapest. So is it the antidepressant / ADHD med, or did they make an error? I don't know. At least for the past week and some, I had had a headache and been finding it very difficult to concentrate. Checking my blood pressure is fine. It's not my blood pressure causing the headache. But it was about that time when I was running out of meds and starting to take this new one that this was all occurring. So is it the right med? I don't know. But I also had therapy yesterday, and we talked about a lot of things, and that was good. So definitely a thumbs up on that. Past that, I didn't do much yesterday. I had a lot of trouble with executive dysfunction. I even talked about that with my therapist, because I find I will spend a whole day not getting much done. And then when I get up to go to bed, I spend the next 45 minutes getting things done. I want to go to bed. I am tired, but suddenly I'm able to take out the garbage, to do this, to do that, to gather up some of these things, to move this thing here. And I finally figured that one out. It's because I'm able to get up and move, to break the habit, not necessarily even habit, break the routine, the cycle of being stuck in one spot. Now I'm getting up to go do something markedly different. And suddenly all of those pictures that I've been trying to figure out, because I've given a description of if you have executive dysfunction, like my particular type, and my therapist is the one that brought this up, when you want to do something, your brain puts well, not your brain, but there's a picture of random shapes and colors that your brain tells you you have to solve before you can do whatever you want to do. But to solve it, you have to spell the name of the animal in the picture. But the picture is just a random assortment of shapes and colors. And you can't do what you want to do until you can figure out that picture. So all day I've got things that are just stuck behind that picture. But once I'm breaking everything to go to bed, suddenly it goes cow, dog, fish, horse. And boom, I can do all of those things that I couldn't all day. So I spent 45 minutes doing that stuff, so thumbs up. Past that, I went walkies up to Walmart. I grabbed a whole bunch of foodstuffs. So my pack was full, and it was heavy, and I still had to carry stuff. I have to buy a lot of tissues to blow my nose because, oh my God, when you get older, when I yawn, my eyes water and my nose runs. When I cough, my eyes water and my nose runs. When I sneeze, oh my God, do my eyes water and my nose run. When I'm outside and it gets colder, my eyes water and my nose runs. I have gotten older and turned into a massive mucus factory. I've had chronic sinusitis my entire life. I've almost gotten pneumonia from drainage just from my sinuses in the past. So I've always had this issue, only now it's really big. I go through so much tissue just blowing my nose, it's insane. Ugh. But I also had to buy, well, I didn't have to. I am intensely Caucasian. I eat a lot of cheese. I like the flavor. I like how salty it generally is. I love salt. I crave salt. And so I eat a lot of cheese in my food. So I had to carry 3 2-pound bags of cheese on top of everything else that I bought from Walmart. My pack was mighty full and I was mighty tired when I got home. I tried to do as best I could on my creative thinking. There was nothing deep or intense on any one subject, with my head still being just a wind tunnel filled with 1,000 ping pong balls, and every time one of those things impacts with each other or against the wind tunnel, I am off on another subject. It's been difficult trying to do anything in depth, but I've been touching a lot of different things that I want to talk about on my creative writing project stuff. Part of it is, as I try to remember down here, I've mentioned that there are the 2 universes. There's the inside and the outside, but we're all part of the same universe in this particular setting. It is a conjoined universe that happened back in configuration, and there's a whole bunch of cosmology involved, but it is a conjoined universe where even though it's 2 separate ones, the other one is reliant upon our universe to survive because of damage done during its configuration. With all of the energy that is inside of it, though, because of what happened during configuration and creation, it has an infinite amount of possibility and probability and potential within it that it shares with our universe, and things go from there. Also within that, of course, this is the same setting where there are things like the Cryptid universe, because it's all part of the same thing. There are one-way doors where this cryptid energy pours out of, but that's still from the inside, the same place that the normal energy pours through that rejuvenates the universe. And there is enough of the energy from the inside that doesn't convert to ours that out here even we convert to some people. About 2% develop the sight where they can use glamours and travel to the inside. And for the rest of us out here, about 2% of people are affected by the cryptid energy, and they either develop their own cryptid vision where their third eye opens and they can see the cryptid world, or their cryptid genes express and they become a cryptid. So within this setting and all, I have been thinking as well, because I've mentioned that there is the King in Crimson who is in charge of the Crimson Kingdom on the inside. They are in the center of the inside where there is infinite riches. Also, that is where the door is that leads to our universe, with the razor's edge as the transition point between them. So there's the center of the inside, that particular island, where when you pass through the door, you come within 500 kilometers of the center of the razor's edge, where the kaiju is. And on 500 kilometers on this side is the door to out here where we are. The King in Crimson as well is dealing with, there is a being called Utak that has recently achieved emotional and physical maturity. This is a being that has to devour things like us for food, but it has a very, very particular subset of people that it looks for to devour. So it's not like a vast existential threat to devour everything, especially since they are basically an ambush predator. They don't have any imperial, colonialistic, expansionistic ideas. They are one individual, and they aren't trying to expand into the world. But even though they are vile and horrific in this fashion, they have been interacting with the King in Crimson and have discovered that in their maturity, they also seek interaction with peers. They have always run from this before, but now they are standing up for themselves, not running, not going to hide anymore, and discovering that interacting with peers is good. At the same time, they are very antagonistic towards like the rest of the creation. Not in a bad way, it's just they are an ambush predator, so they hide. But while this being is intensely powerful, because in ratio systems, we dwarf hamsters are to us as we are to the King in Crimson in intellectual capacity and all that. But at the same time, we, the King in Crimson, is to Utak as we are to the King in Crimson. Utak could easily, if they had any mind to it, roll over entirely the King in Crimson and the Crimson Kingdom. But they are an ambush predator with no sort of let's take over anything in their mindset. But I've mentioned before how when you are very powerful, you are like a spotlight. And you look at creation in the world and you can see a lot because of your bright spotlight. You can see there are barely any shadows, but everything gets washed out in the bright light of your power, your intellect, your sight. When you're down here like us, where we use candlelight to take a look at creation, you can see the delicate strokes of creation, the fine work that has been laid down. There is enough detail to keep you looking and being fascinated for eternity. And none of that is visible under the spotlight. So when you can live limited, you can see more. Now, Utak can build bodies of every person that he's ever eaten. He's not a he. English, gotta love it. They can build bodies of everyone they've ever eaten, but these are not living bodies. They do not function. They are never have been alive and never will be alive. There is no flowing blood within them. It is coagulated and jellied within their veins. Nothing works within them. But within each body that Utak creates, there are two spots on them. One is a plug where they can plug themselves in and control the body. The other is where they can wedge in energy and it becomes autonomous. But when they push the plug in, they have that point of attention that becomes limited as we are. Now, Utak is powerful enough they can have like 1,000 of these out there where they are still fully Utak, functioning as an autonomous type of being, but still Utak. And Utak is fascinated by being in a human body this way because the fine work, the details, the brushwork, the strokes, it's amazing. All of this detail that's lost in the spotlight of their normal life. And so they almost constantly have one of the bodies that they've built with one of these plugs in there so that they can run, because they've been eating people for a long time. And they have collected a lot of things over the centuries, and especially over the last couple decades and then the last couple years, as tech has really shot up, they have a lot of stuff to play with and be entertained by. Not all of the things they do are vile, because while Utak is a douche canoe, an absolute edgelord, everything they say has at least 3 levels, and all of them are demeaning and humiliating. They find that fun, but at the same time, they also are enjoying just the limited life of what it is to be in a body and interacting with the King in Crimson. So while Utak will contact the King in Crimson to be a douche canoe, other times Utak is doing things like, they've discovered that even though their body is dead and they don't function, they don't understand how and why they can feel and be affected by the things that they are, if this dead body does something like smoke a cannabis joint, which the King in Crimson sells and distributes a lot of cannabis products, because it's not even illegal in the slightest in the King in Crimson. Everybody's got a pack of this stuff. Utak tried one. Even though the lungs don't work, even though there's no pumping blood in their veins, they still get high. And one of the things that happened when they were doing this is they're just getting into the body, experiencing what it's like, listening to some of the music on one of the phones that they have from the people that they've eaten, and just doing absolute air guitar to some of the music. And so the King in Crimson would be woke up one night on a screen to have Utak just saying, listen to this, playing the music up loud, and then just air guitaring like mad for a couple minutes until the King in Crimson's just like, this is interesting, but why did you call? And then Utak, of course, would be just like, oh, I forgot I'd called you. This is really good stuff. Can you send me more of these? So Utak is vile. Utak is, we would call Utak evil. But that's because, of course, we are the victim pool. Utak is just a being surviving. And the reason that they are so vile to us is, yeah, we're their food, but they don't hate us. They don't love us. They're completely neutral about us as people. They just literally do not care. And so that's why they can do the most horrendous things to us and just not care. Because if somebody hates you, they're going to try and hurt you and then destroy you, and then you're gone. But if they literally just don't care, they'll just keep tweaking and hurting you until they get what they need, because it doesn't bother them. They're not affected by emotion. They just need you to hurt. And I've opened up 24 hours for the comments on my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It's never a ton. I mean, that's okay. My channel is slowly dying through time. Life is life. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language, well, we already know how my brain works. Or doesn't. We have Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments. I'm glad you have today off, and I like Minecraft a lot, and oh my god, I love this caves update. The caves are terrifying, but finally they are there. I mean, I used to literally say in the videos how they've caught up with a mobile game from like 8 years back that had infinite travel up and infinite travel down, with the world being absolutely hollow. I'm glad they finally caught up. There is Chris, greatly appreciated, and thank you very, very much. J-A-Y-Y, I hope you enjoy. If you catch up, thumbs up, and thank you. Sebastian Ferris, good to see you in the comments, and I really hope to start doing the big talk out thing very soon, and then posting it here, and then maybe on the creative channel as well. We have I Am Actually Noir, thumbs up, and thank you very much. Here, Chalky Chalky, keep it up. I will certainly attempt to do so, thank you. We have Neutralizer, thumbs up, thank you very much. And Mr. Sony, well, I hope you enjoy. Greatly appreciated. There is, I cannot pronounce this one properly, and I do not want to be offensive by mispronouncing. NINGKON, thumbs up and thank you. And then there is Flora Mew, greatly appreciated. Tommy Copeland, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. There's Jacob Perkins, thumbs up. And there is RJ Mitchell, greatly appreciated. And I hope to talk more about the cosmic horrors again in the future here very soon. And then that is it. 13 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. Get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. If only a text, and if only for a short time. Thumbs up. Well, today I have a med manager appointment at 11 o'clock. So my day is still going to be shaken up. I'm going to do what I can, but largely it's going to be survival. And if you need to survive, which is always a good thing, just survive and do what you have to. Never beat yourself up. Definitely a thumbs up for that. And of course, no matter what, whatever the situation is, wherever you are, if people are getting sick, just take appropriate precautions. Wear a mask if it's smart. Maintain your isolation and social distancing. Just try to be intelligent about it and don't get sick. You don't need to, or you don't need to spread it. And if people are getting hurt where you are, like there's an earthquake or people are getting smacked by cars, don't go there and record like a live stream. That's not smart. You're gonna get hurt. And of course, if you are out walking and you hear the mournful howl of that bus horn, the bus with your name on it, hopefully it's got somebody else's name on it and you're just close, because somebody is gonna die when that bus hits them. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing.